So these are the terms you used in gears, right? First one is a pitch circle, right? Pitch circle, it is an imaginary circle, right? Imaginary circle, which by pure rolling action would give the same motion as the actual gear, right? So here is the pitch circle, right? This is the pitch circle. So this pitch circle is the circle in the previous diagram, right? You see here. So this is the pitch circle. All right. This is the pitch circle. So here the circle which is in contact, so that is the pitch circle. Okay. So pitch circle is an imaginary circle, right? This is an imaginary circle which by pure rolling action, right? So there is no slipping, pure rolling action would give the same motion as the actual gear. All right. Then we have pitch circle diameter. It is the diameter of the pitch circle. So if there is a circle, then there must be a diameter, right? So this is pitch circle mean, even though it is imaginary circle, that must have an imaginary diameter, right? So that diameter is what called as the pitch circle diameter. So if this is your pitch circle, then maybe from here to here, there could be a diameter, right? So this is called as the pitch circle diameter. The size of the gear is usually specified by the pitch circle diameter. So size of the gear usually say by the mean of pitch circle diameter. It is also known as pitch diameter, right? So if somebody is saying some specification about a gear, then the size would be pitch circle diameter. So what he is saying, the size would be the pitch circle diameter. Then I have pitch point. It is a common point of contact between two pitch circles. So two pitch circle mean here is a gear, right, which has a pitch circle, right? And while working, there could be another gear which is aligned this way, that will also have a pitch circle, right? So these two pitch circle will meet at a point, right? And that point is known as the pitch point. So if I take this example, okay, so if this is the pitch circle of one gear, and if this is the pitch circle of another gear, right, these two meet at this particular point, all right, and this particular point is known as the pitch point, right? You can see it here also, right? If they are meeting at a particular point, that particular point is at the pitch point. Then I have pitch surface. It is a surface of the rolling discs which the meshing gears have replaced at the pitch circle, right? So you see here, right? So this is our pitch circle. You see, this is a pitch circle. Surface of the on the rolling discs which the meshing gears have replaced at the pitch circle. So here we have some tooth here, right? But this is the original rolling circle. So this surface where it is replaced by the tooth is known as the pitch surface, right? The surface where it is replaced by the tooth is what called as the pitch surface. Then I have addendum. Addendum is the radial distance of tooth from the pitch circle to the top of the tooth. Okay, so here you see addendum is here, right? Addendum means from the pitch circle to the top of the gear, the distance is what called as the addendum, right? Similar way, dedendum means from the pitch circle to the base circle, right? This is what called as the dedendum, right? So dedendum means it is a radial distance of the tooth from the pitch circle to the bottom of the tooth, right? To the bottom of the tooth. So from this circle diameter to this one, this is what called as the dedendum. Then I have addendum circle. Okay, so addendum circle is, it is a circle drawn through the top of the teeth and is concentric with the pitch circle. So addendum circle is the circle which is drawn through the addendum. Okay, so addendum is the line joining the pitch circle and the top of the gear, right? So if I draw a circle through this is what called as the addendum circle. Similar way, dedendum circle, it is a circle drawn through the bottom of the teeth, right? Through the bottom of the teeth. So here you see, this is the bottom of the teeth, right? This is the bottom of the teeth. And if you draw a circle through this bottom of the teeth, this is known as the dedendum circle, right? Root or dedendum circle through the bottom of the teeth. So this addendum circle, this dedendum circle, so pitch circle, and this dedendum circle, they all are concentric, which means they have a center. They will meet at a center, right? So one center they will have. So that's what it mentioned as it is concentric with the pitch circle. So addendum circle is also concentric with the pitch circle. Dedendum circle is also concentric with the pitch circle. So in other words, if you have a diameter, right, like this, based on this, if you consider this as a center, based on this center, you will have addendum circle here, pitch circle here, and dedendum circle here, right? So they are concentric. Dedendum circle, it is a circle drawn through the bottom of the teeth. It is also called root circle. So dedendum circle is also called as root circle since it is drawn through the root of the tooth. Root circle diameter is equal to pitch circle diameter into cos phi, where phi is the pressure angle. So then I have circular pitch. Okay, circular pitch. So this is a circular pitch, right? It is a distance measured on the circumference of the pitch circle from a point of one tooth to the corresponding point on the next tooth, right? So from one tooth, right? So this, if you assume this is one teeth and this is another tooth, right? So tooth number one, tooth number two, okay? So I will take this point in tooth number one. So this is my first tooth and this is my second tooth, okay? So I will take this as my one point in tooth number one. So the same point in tooth number two is this point, right? This is the same point. So from here, it is going up, then horizontal, then down, right? Then horizontal, then up. So this particular point is the corresponding point on the next tooth, right? So this is the point on tooth one, and this is the corresponding point on the next tooth. So distance between these 2 points are the circular pitch, right? So the distance between the point on the tooth one to the corresponding point on the tooth two will give you the circular pitch, right? Okay. Distance measured on the circumference of the pitch circle, right? So this is a pitch circle, circumference of the pitch circle from a point on one tooth, right? From a point on one tooth to the corresponding point on the next tooth. So the corresponding point on the next tooth, right? So if you take this point here, you must take this point here. If you take this point in the first tooth, then you should take this point on the second tooth, right? If you take some point here in between, then you should take the exact point at this tooth, right? So corresponding point on the next tooth. It is usually denoted by PC, right? Circular pitch we denote as PC, circular pitch, right? PC, circular pitch. So mathematically, circular pitch PC is equal to pi d upon t, right? PC circular pitch is equal to pi d upon t, where the d is the diameter of the pitch circle, right? So this is a pitch circle. So diameter of the pitch circle is d, and thickness, not thickness, sorry, number of teeth on the wheel, right? So total number of teeth on the wheel is what called the T, right? So PC, circular pitch, is equal to pi into d, that is diameter, by number of teeth, right? So this is a mathematical formula. The construction will show you that the two gears will mesh together correctly if the two wheels have the same circular pitch, right? So if two wheels are meshing, right? If two gears are meshing with each other, then they must have the same circular pitch. That is same pi upon d, pi d by t ratio, right? This ratio would be same. So if I consider if D1 and D2 are the diameters of the two meshing gears, right? So say for example, I have two meshing gears D1 and D2 having the teeth T1 and T2, right? So teeth number is T1 and T2. Then for them to do mesh correctly, right? So I told you PC should be equal, that is circular pitch should be equal. So for the first year, the PC, that is circular pitch is pi D1 upon T1. For the next year, the circular pitch is pi D2 upon T2, right? So pi D1 upon T1 is equal to pi D2 upon T2. This pi and that pi will be cancelled out. So I will have D1 by D2 will be equal to T1 by T2, right? So diameter by diameter of the first gear by diameter of the second gear should be equal to the number of teeth in the first gear to the number of teeth in the second gear, right? So pitch circle is the important factor. If it coincides only, meshing would be proper, right? Meshing would be proper. So this is the circular pitch. Then I have diametral pitch. Okay, diametral pitch. It is a ratio of number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter in millimeters. It is denoted by PD. So here that is diametral pitch PD. This is circular pitch PC, right? So here this is a ratio of number of teeth T to the pitch circle diameter D, right? So T by D is equal to PD, right? Number of teeth T upon pitch circle diameter D will give you the PD, that is diametral pitch. So in mathematical formula, you can put PD equal to T upon D, right? So this T upon D, if I substitute from here, right, P is equal to pi D upon T1, right? So T upon D means pi upon PC, right? So from here, I can write from the previous formula, if PC is equal to pi upon D1, I can write T1 upon D1, right? T1 upon D1 is equal to pi upon PC, right? Pi upon PC. So T1 upon D1 equal to pi upon PC. Okay, so that's what written here. Diameter pitch is equal to T upon D, which is equal to pi upon PC. Here the T is the number of teeth and D is the pitch circle diameter, right? T is the number of teeth and D is the pitch circle diameter. Okay. Then I have module, right? It is a ratio of the pitch circle diameter in millimeters to the number of teeth. Okay. So module is, we'll denote it as M, small m, right? This is a ratio of pitch circle diameter, right? That is D to the number of teeth, that is T. Okay. D upon T. Diametral pitch is T upon D, module is D upon T. Okay, don't confuse with these two terms. It is usually denoted by M mathematically, so M is equal to WD upon T. D is diameter, T is teeth. Then we have clearance, right? Clearance. It is a radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth in a meshing gear. The circle passing through the top of the meshing gear is known as clearance circle, right? So clearance, you see here, right? This is clearance. Top of the gear, bottom of the gear to this circle, the random circle. And clearance or working depth circle you see here, it's over here. All right. So radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth, right? From the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth in a meshing gear. The circle passing through the top of the meshing gear is known as the clearance circle, right? So clearance circle or working depth circle is this circle passing through the top of the meshing gear. All right. Then I have total depth. Right? Total depth is the depth from top to bottom. Radial distance between the addendum and the dedendum circles of the gear. Right? Addendum circle we know that's drawn joining the tops of the gear. Dedendum circle we know it joins the bottom of the gear, right? So distance between these two will give you the total depth, right? It is equal to the sum of the addendum and dedendum, right? So this total depth is equal to sum of addendum. So this is addendum and this is dedendum. If you add the addendum and dedendum, you will have the total depth, right? So total depth is given by adding addendum and dedendum. Then I have working depth, right? Total depth is different, working depth is different, okay? This is the working depth. We'll see what does it. This is a radial distance from the addendum circle to the clearance circle. So here you see this is a clearance circle. Okay, this is a clearance circle. You see here, this is a clearance circle. Circle passing through the top of the machine gear, right? So this is a clearance circle. So addendum circle to clearance circle is working depth. Addendum circle to dedendum circle is total depth, right? So these are different. So this small piece of area in between these two, right, working depth circle and total depth is called as a clearance, right? You can say that may also, right? Working depth, radial distance from the addendum circle to the clearance circle, right? So this region is the working depth. It is equal to the sum of the addendum of the two machine gears. Then I have tooth thickness, right? Tooth thickness, you see here, this is the thickness of the tooth, right? So by name, tooth thickness of the tooth is the tooth thickness, but it should be measured in the pitch circle, right? So it is the width of the tooth measured along the pitch circle, right? So here is our pitch circle. If the thickness is measured along the pitch circle, that's called as the thickness of the tooth or tooth thickness. Because you see this is having like different thickness, right? So if you are measuring through the pitch circle, this would be the thickness. If you are measuring through the addendum circle, this would be the length, right, or thickness. If you are measuring through the dedendum circle, this would be the thickness, right? If you are making through the clearance circle, this would be the thickness, right? So we need to specify through which we are measuring the thickness. Okay, so tooth thickness is measured only through the pitch circle, right? So the distance or thickness measured along the pitch circle is what called as the thickness of the tooth, right? Or tooth thickness, right? Along the pitch circle, what's the difference or what's the thickness of the tooth is the tooth thickness. Then I have tooth space. Tooth space, it's the width of the space between the two adjacent teeth measured along the pitch circle, right? Width of the space between the two adjacent teeth measured along the pitch circle, right? So tooth space, here is the tooth space. Again, that also, so if it is measured only as the distance between two tooths along the pitch circle, this is the width, I mean space, right? Along the pitch circle, this is the space. Along the dedendum circle, this is not dedendum, this is clearance circle, this is the space. Along the dedendum circle, this is the space. Along the addendum circle, this is the space, right? So we need to specify which circle through which we are measuring. So tooth space means through the pitch circle, the distance between two adjacent tooth are called as tooth space, right? So tooth space is the width of space, right? Width of space between the two adjacent teeth, measured through the pitch circle or measured along the pitch circle, right? So this is what named as tooth space, right? Then I have backlash, right? Backlash, which is the difference between the tooth space and the tooth thickness. So we know tooth thickness is here, that is the thickness of the tooth. Tooth space is here, that's the thickness of the tooth space, right? So theoretically, this tooth thickness and tooth space, if we find the difference, that would be 0, right? So theoretically, the backlash should be 0 because this is tooth space this is tooth thickness, they are equal. And if we try to find the difference between them, there will be 0. But in actual practice, some backlash must be allowed to prevent the jamming of the teeth due to tooth errors and thermal expansion, right? So due to the thermal expansion specifically, right, with friction, heat may be increasing. So with heat, metal may increase in length, right? So in order to accumulate the thermal expansion, we provide some backlash, which means some difference in the pitch circle and the tooth thickness, right? So tooth space and the tooth thickness, we provide small variation or small difference, right? Theoretically, the backlash should be zero, but in actual practice, some backlash must be allowed to prevent jamming of the teeth due to tooth errors and thermal expansion, right? So this is what called as a backlash. So we are intentionally providing some backlash in order to prevent the jamming of the teeth, right? Then face of tooth, right? That's here. Face of tooth. It is the surface of the gear tooth above the pitch circle. So here is our pitch circle. Above the surface of the pitch circle, the surface of the gear, this is known as the face, right? Face of the tooth. Okay. Above the pitch circle, what you find is the face. And below the pitch circle, the surface of the tooth is known as the flank, right? Below the pitch circle, flank of the tooth is surface of the gear tooth below the pitch circle, right? So here is our pitch circle. Below this pitch circle, the surface of the teeth is known as the flank, right? Top plane, right? So this is the top plane. It is the surface of the top of the tooth, right? So by name you can identify top plane means top of the tooth is what called as the top plane. This one is the top plane. Face width, right? It is the width of the gear tooth measured parallel to its axis. So here is the axis of gear, right? Face width is the width of the face of the tooth, right? So this is the width of the gear tooth measured parallel to its axis, right? Width of the gear tooth measured parallel to the axis. Then we have profile. Profile, it is a curve formed by the face and flank of the tooth. Okay, the curve, this curve, right? This curve. Face is here, flank is here. This is forming a curve. This curve is known as the profile, right? Profile is the curve formed by the face and flank of the tooth, right? This is face of the tooth, and this is flank of the tooth. This is the, then I have fillet radius, right? Fillet radius. It is a radius that connects the root circle to the profile of the tooth. So here is a root circle, right? Right, root circle or dedendum circle, that is this one. This one here is the profile of the teeth, right? So up to here, this is the profile of the, I told you, face to face and flank is known as the profile of the gear. So from here to here, this connecting region, okay? From here to here, the radius that connects the root circle and the profile, right? So root circle is here, profile is here, the radius which connects these two, this radius, okay, or this radius, this is known as the fillet radius, right? Fillet radius from here to here, this is known as the fillet radius. So there you can see a small radius, right? This is what called as the fillet radius. Then I have path of contact, right? Path of contact. It is a path traced by the point of contact of two teeth from the beginning of to the end of the engagement, right? So if this is one teeth and if another teeth is engaged here, right, from another gear, okay, so that gear is going to be something like this and so on, right? Path traced by the point of contact of two teeth from the beginning to the end of engagement. So if the path, so say for example at particular point, the teeth, this teeth of this gear and this teeth of this gear may start to engage, maybe some point over here, right? So that may continue like this, go like this, go like this, and certain points that may leave, right? This teeth may leave, right? So if you have two gears, you can just see, right? So probably they would start along the from the face, then it may move down to flank, then it may go in between the tooth space, then started to climb on the other flank, then through the face, and they may leave, right? So this path through which the contact is occurring between these two teeth is what called as the path of contact, right? Path of contact. So pressure angle or angle of obliquity, right? It is the angle between the common normal to two gear teeth at the point of contact, right? So here is a common normal to the two gears, and these two are meeting at this point, right? This is pitch circle of the top gear, this is pitch circle of the bottom gear, and these are meeting at this point, and this is pitch point. The common normal through the pitch point is this blue line, right? And this line is drawn through the pitch point as the tangent for this base circle and this base circle, right? So now we'll be back, right? So the line drawn connecting these two tangent to the base circles through the pitch point, and the common normal drawn to both the circles, right? Draw both the pitch circle. The angles obtained by these two will give you the pressure angle, right? This will give you the pressure angle. So pressure angle is the angle of obliquity. It is the angle between the common normal to the two gears, right? Common normal to the two gear teeth at the point of contact, right? So that is the pitch point, and the common tangent at the pitch point, right? So this common tangent will pass over the base point. It is usually denoted by phi, and the standard pressure angles are these, right? So this is what called as the pressure angle, right? So after the pressure angle, you can see the path of contact. That's the path traced by the point of contact of two teeth from the beginning to the end of engagement. So from where it start to engage and from where it ending its engagement. And this length from the path and start of contact to the end of contact is known as the length of path of contact. It is the length of the common normal cut off by the addendum circles of the wheel and pinion. Then arc of contact can be defined as arc of approach and arc of recess. So arc of contact is the path traced by a point on the pitch circle, right? Path traced by a point on the pitch circle from the beginning to the end of engagement, right? From the beginning to the end of engagement of a given pair of teeth. Okay, so if this is one gear, other side there will be one more gear, right? Other side there will be one more gear. So say for example that is engaged in this way. Okay, right? So the path arc of contact is path traced by a point on the pitch circle, right? So here on the pitch circle, this is a pitch circle. Okay, so this is going to be like this. Okay, the other part is going to be like this, other gear. That's why it's mentioned as pair of gears. Okay, so through the pitch circle, on the pitch circle, from the beginning to the end of engagement of the given pair of teeth. From the beginning to the end of the given pair of teeth. This has two parts. One is arc of approach, and the other one is arc of recess. Arc of approach, it is the portion of the path of contact from the beginning of the engagement to the pitch point, right? From the beginning of the engagement to the pitch point. And arc of recess is from the pitch point to the end of contact, right?